Hey, it's Jen Vax with YourColorStyle.com, and in this video I want to go a little bit deeper in explanation of what it means to be bright in the Your Color Style system. So there are 3 steps to the Your Color Style methodology. The first step is to decide whether you are bright or soft, and this has to do with chroma. So when I say bright, we're talking about a color that is bright, clear, pure in quality, high intensity. And if you are someone that wears bright colors, you're going to be wearing colors from this bright color wheel. So how do you know if you are someone that is bright in your color style? Someone that wears the brighter colors best versus soft, muted, slightly grayed colors best. So let me show you a little bit more explanation around what it means to be bright or soft by looking at the colors first, and then I'll show you some photo examples of how you might determine if you are bright. When you look at a color, a pure color, bright, nothing's been added to it, just the pure bright color. You can see there's a bright red here in the middle and a bright pink here right in the middle. And when you add white to it, you lighten it. You also slightly soften it. Now I'm showing this because I don't want you to confuse the word soft with the word muted. Now I know in your color style I say you are either bright or you are soft, and that does confuse things a little bit. So I updated this video to explain this a little bit to avoid some confusion. When you add anything to a bright color, you are going to soften it. What we're talking about when I say, are you bright or are you soft? The word soft means a grade muted quality, which I'll show you in just a second. When you add black to a bright color, you also soften it a little bit. So all these colors that you see on the slide are still part of the bright color wheel. So even if you don't wear the brightest bright very well, it doesn't mean that you are soft. It just might mean you need to wear some of the lighter versions of that bright color or some of the darker versions of that bright color. But you would still be considered bright because you can wear these clear chroma colors best. When we look at soft, and this video is dedicated to bright, so there'll be another video that's all about examples of soft individuals. But just to make sure you understand when I say soft in your color style, it's not that it was softened with white or black, it's softened because it was grayed. In art or paint, you might say, I'm going to add the complement to this color, and that will mute and gray it. Like if you add green to red, it will mute and gray the color. You could also simply add gray. Either way, a muted color from the soft color wheel in your color style will have a grayish quality to the color. If the colors are more warm, they may have more of a grungy, earthier quality to them. Okay, so that's the key difference here. You're either going to be working with colors that start out soft and muted and then go light or dark, or they start out bright and clear and go light and dark. So if you know right away that you can wear the brighter colors best, well then perfect. Now you can move on to step 2 of the methodology. And there's a link in the description of this video that takes you over to the quiz where you can answer the first question right away and move on to step 2. If you're not sure, then here are some ways that you can figure out if you might be bright. If you are light, meaning that you have light hair, eyes, and skin, you are likely bright. You may not wear the brightest bright of the color wheel, but this is your sweet spot right here. These light and bright colors will look best on someone that has light hair, light eyes, and light skin. And it's important to know that it's all 3 qualities that make you light. If you have light hair, but you have brown eyes, that's not the same thing. You need to have light eyes, whether they're blue, they're green, a mix. Light hair, as you can see, it could be white, it could be a gray blonde blend, and it could be blonde or light brown, even a light brown. And then light skin, so very low contrast overall. Bright eyes, eyes that stand out. Now, this can be a little confusing if you have gray blue eyes and you feel that your eyes are bright. But believe it or not, that there's a category for you just for that. And if you have a gray quality to your eyes, in most cases you are likely soft, not bright. However, there are certain cases where I've seen that the eyes that are gray have a very bright quality. And so what you're looking for with bright eyes are eyes that really jump out, that are very different from your overall coloring. Here are some more examples here of bright eyes, eyes that stand out. Now this photo coloring is a little off, but she has these very bright golden hazel eyes that stand out. Same with her, these very bright golden eyes, they stand out against her. So this is a subjective thing. It's very hard to say clearly and show you all the examples of what I think are bright eyes. But know that if your eyes really, really stand out, you likely need the brighter colors. Bright hair, bright copper hair, bright white silver hair. This is a bright, very pale blonde, shiny hair. All these individuals really need the brighter colors. Shiny black hair. You can see it's got a nice sheen. It's very, very deep. And that type of hair really could use the brighter colors to help balance the overall coloring. High pigment. This is an individual that will typically have red hair. So even though I mentioned it up here, it includes auburn hair, strawberry blonde hair, and then that bright copper hair. When you have more pigment in you that makes that hair more orange and higher pigment, you really need higher pigment, rich, intense colors like the bright colors from the color wheel. High contrast. Very, very dark hair with very fair skin creates a high contrast, and often you will need bright colors to balance you in that high contrast. And then individuals that are very deep, dark hair, dark eyes, dark skin, you may not see contrast. In fact, it might be very low contrast between their hair, eyes, and skin, but they need the brighter colors to create the contrast for them. Otherwise, it won't do anything for them. You can see in this photo here, she's wearing this very neutral top. It doesn't do anything for her, but if you put a color that creates contrast, a bright red or pink or blue or even stark white, will create that contrast that she needs to really make her pop. So if any of these sound like you, then you are bright. Go to yourcolorstyle.com/quiz to finish the quiz and find out what your most flattering color palette is, also known as your color type and your color style. I'm Jen Vax, and thank you so much for watching. Are you trying to figure out your most flattering color palette? Take the free color analysis quiz at yourcolorstyle.com. Visit yourcolorstyle.com/quiz. I show you lots of photos that will help you quickly learn your color type. Again, visit yourcolorstyle.com/quiz. I'm Jen Vax, and thank you so much for watching.